just have that driver's license song stuck in my head. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited for today's video. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the products that I regret buying. I usually I feel like I do a rather good job of decluttering my collection and also of returning things that I don't like. I was actually reorganizing my makeup collection the other day, and I realized that there are some things that I just don't like, or things that I just regret buying. Some of these things, they don't necessarily suck, but I regret buying them, but other ones, they actually do suck. So we just have a little bit of everything. I'm excited to do this today. I haven't done a video like this, and I'm really excited to do that. I'm also going to be sort of a declutter, and some of the products that I'm going to talk about in today's video are products that I have decluttered since my last declutter video. So if you haven't watched that, I'll have it linked down below for you guys, but I still want to talk about them. I still have them here in my closet, but they just did not work for me. So I just want to share my opinion, my experience. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. So if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Angela. I post I don't know where I was going. Okay, so I make beauty and lifestyle videos. If you like that type of content, please be sure to subscribe down below. We're gonna start off with complexion products. So I have 3 foundations to actually talk about. Let's start off with the one that I regret the most, and that is the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation from Urban Decay. I believe I bought this sometime last year, and thankfully I got this on sale, but I had my eye on this ever since it launched. I want to say was it 2019? I'm pretty sure this launched in 2019. I think so, because I believe that's when the Anastasia foundation launched. I remember they launched around the same time, and I was really indecisive as to what foundation to purchase, and I couldn't decide if this one or the Anastasia one. I ended up getting the Anastasia, and then I just never went back for this one. But then thankfully I saw it on sale on Urban Decay's website. I picked it up. I think I got this for maybe less than 20 bucks. I want to say maybe even $16 to $17. I got it for really, really cheap because this is a $39 foundation. I believe this has got to be one of the worst foundations that I've ever tried. So this claims to be a weightless liquid foundation, and it's supposed to last for up to 24 hours. I don't think that this is long wearing at all, and I just don't like how this looks on the skin. And I also always had such a hard time with trying to test it out with all of the primers that I have in my collection. And honestly, with every single primer that I used in my collection, it would just kind of ball up into little pieces. It would separate a lot around my nose. It wouldn't want to blend in my nose area. It would also sink into any fine lines, into smile lines, and it just looked really, really bad. It would also just look very flat, and it doesn't have a nice finish to it. I don't remember if this is supposed to have a natural finish or a matte finish to it, but it just looks super, super flat on the skin. I looked just really dull and tired, and I just did not like this at all. I think that the shade range is decent. It was a really good match, but as far as the actual formula of this, it just completely sucks. So I am glad that I didn't purchase it for the full price. I was super close to buying it the full price, but I'm glad that I was able to get it at a discounted price, just because if I would have paid the full price, I would have been even more pissed off about this. But honestly, I really wanted to love it. I tried to make it work so many times, but I just couldn't. I mean, the packaging is very pretty, but honestly, this has to go. This is honestly one of the worst foundations I've tried. The number one worst one that I've ever tried is the Anastasia foundation. I hate that freaking foundation so much. I don't even want to talk about that one, but this one, honestly, it came very, very close to it. The next foundation that I have here, this is one that I I don't like it either. And this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, but this is the dewy version. I had tried the original one. I really liked it, but I did have to toss it out of my collection because it had gotten old. I was going to repurchase the original one. It's a decent foundation. I don't think it's like absolutely amazing like how people used to like rave about it when it first launched, but it does the job. If you're on a really tight budget and you're at Walgreens and you can't find anything else, then pick that up. I picked up the dewy one. This is another product that I believe I also got on sale at Walgreens, but I think that the shade range, it was nice. It's okay. The coverage, decent coverage. It's not full coverage in any way, I think, but the thing about this is that it is a dewy foundation, but the thing is that I just feel like it just makes me look so damn greasy, and it just looks so weird on my skin. This is another foundation that would also like kind of like separate. It would like move around, and I feel like I just always had to be going in with a lot of product in order to get like a decent coverage. And I don't know, I just didn't really like it. I didn't really like it. I think that the original one is like 10 times better. But honestly, if you want a really good, affordable, good foundation, hold on, I have it right here. I would just recommend getting the one from Believe Beauty. This is their Skin Finish Foundation. This claims to give you like a medium to full coverage. Yeah, so this claims to give you medium to full coverage, and I think at first it gives you medium coverage, but it is buildable, so you can't get that full coverage after building it up. But this one is honestly like the best, super freaking affordable foundation that there is. You can't find Believe Beauty at Dollar General. If you go into Dollar General, just get this. I would just skip over these from Wet n Wild, to be honest. I have these from ColourPop. I really wanted to love them. I mean, honestly, I did like them at one point, but I have to stop lying to myself. I don't like them anymore. And these are, and it's these have here the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer along with the creamy concealer. So I love the packaging on this. I really like the setting spray. The setting spray is very nice, looks very pretty on the skin, but this I don't like. The tinted moisturizer, this is another one that just does not look good on my skin, and I know it's a tinted moisturizer, but I put it on and you can't see it. It's as if I just put on a freaking normal moisturizer and that's it. Like, you cannot see any of the color on this. Like, it looks as if I didn't put anything on. So I don't like that. Like, if I'm going in with the tinted moisturizer or anything, it's para que me dé like algo. It's so that I get like the tiniest bit. But this, honestly, like, I put this on, I blend it out, and you can't see it. Like, you literally cannot see this. So I think I'm just done with trying to get this to work. I did like to like use it to like mix it into like my very like matte foundations, but honestly, like on its own, I just don't like this. So I'm finally just going to declutter it along with the concealer. I feel like the concealer just looks very cakey and dry underneath, like in my under eyes. Like, it just doesn't look good. I think it gives like like a somewhat okay coverage, but honestly, I'm done with trying to make this work either. Like, I'm done with it. This is one of their sponges. I don't remember what the name of this is called, but I was originally going to purchase the full set of ColourPop sponges. I had heard really good things about them, but I believe it was out of stock when I was placing an order. So I decided to just get one of these. And honestly, this is one of the worst sponges that I have ever used in my life. This is really bad. It soaks up all of the product, like all of it. Like, I would be blending out my foundation, my concealer, and it would just make it all disappear. It would make it all disappear. It would just soak it all up. And honestly, this is just a horrible sponge. It's horrible. It just sucks. Something that I do recommend though, for sure. This is a recent purchase, but honestly, it's so much better. And it's like literally the exact same sponge style, like this flat side and then flat de aquí abajito. They're literally like almost the same. I think that the ColourPop one is a little bit bigger, but this one is from Beauty Creations, and I have been using this nonstop ever since I purchased this. This is such a great sponge. I do also really like the Sonia Kashuk filter sponge. That one you can find it for $5 at Target. This one was, I believe, $3.99, and it works amazingly. Like this honestly also beats the original Beauty Blender, but this works so much better than this. Like this does not soak up that product, and it just blends out very, very nicely. It gets really soft, and I just love how it doesn't take away any of like the coverage, and it just blends everything out very easily, very quickly. And again, it doesn't soak up any of the product that you're trying to blend out on your skin like this thing does. Like this thing, it literally just disappears. It sucks so much. So yeah, they're literally like the same thing. Mine is really dirty. I'm sorry. I've been using it, but literally the same. I would just highly recommend getting the one from Beauty Creations instead of this one from ColourPop, because it just sucks. I don't like it. I have a bronzer that I want to talk about. I had also decluttered this in that last declutter video, but this is from CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed High Pigment Bronzer, and this is just in 390 Sunset Glitz. So I believe this launched last year. I don't really have CoverGirl in my collection. I've just never really been attracted or like found anything that like caught my eye. But this is honestly like one of those products that I just saw and I thought, like that, let me test that out. And honestly, I regret buying this. Like I have tried to make this work as well, and honestly, like I feel like the first few times that I used it, like I got it to work. Like my dog is sleeping on the floor, but I feel like the first few times I was able to get it work, but then after, it just does not show up on my skin at all. It's just, I don't know, like I'll be like digging my brush in here. My goodness, one of my bird's feathers. But I would just be digging my brush in here and applying it, and you just cannot see it at all. So I just don't like this. Instead of picking up this, I would just highly recommend picking up the e.l.f. Forever Sun Kissed Primer Infused Bronzer. This thing is a dream. Like this is the best bronzer from the drugstore. It's so good. These are only $6, and it works amazing. It's such a good shade, very pigmented, so easy to blend out, so long wearing because it is primer infused, so it does last so much longer, and it just looks so good on the skin. So I would just highly recommend picking up this bronzer instead of this one, because I know that they sell both. I've seen both of these in Target. So if you're ever in Target, you're like, I need a bronzer, I need a new bronzer, but I don't want to pick up that Physicians Formula one because it's like $16. I don't like it. And you're like stuck in between the CoverGirl one or the e.l.f. one or the Wet n Wild ones. Don't get the Wet n Wild. Don't get this one. Get this one. This one's really good. And then another product that I have for the cheeks, it's this one from Artistry. This is the Shanghai edition Soft and Silky Eye and Cheek Pop Trio in Shanghai Starlight. So, okay, well, so this is both in eyeshadow duo, and then it does also come with the highlighter. So I do really like the highlighter that it comes with, but these eyeshadow. I have never hated a product as much as I hate this. I have tried so much to make it work. I have used it with concealer, with eye primer, no concealer, no eye primer. I've tried tapping it on with my fingers, with the brush. I have tried so hard to make this work, and I have never been able to make it work. It just sucks so much. This is a blue shade. I hate it so much, and I just want this out of my freaking collection because I'm so done. Like, I don't even want the freaking highlighter. Well, the highlighter I do want, but like the eyeshadow, like I don't want to see this again. It just pisses me off seeing it in my collection. It just looks so damn patchy. It's so hard to blend, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I don't know how people love using this freaking shade. Whenever I see someone like I'm seeing someone's tutorial or someone's tutorial like either on YouTube or on Instagram, wherever, and I'm like, oh, their makeup looks nice. It looks nice. But then I see them take out this thing to use. I'm like, oh my fucking god, like I don't like this. No, I hate it. I hate it. And I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm getting really pissed off. But I hate it. I hate it. And I have two eyeshadow palettes to talk about. is the Anastasia Norvina Volume 4 palette. This launched last year. I was really excited for this palette. Very excited. I bought it the day it launched. I bought it full price. I paid with taxes, I think I paid about at least $65, and it hurts my heart that I paid that much money. But I thought it's beautiful. The color story is gorgeous. I love that. I could see myself getting a lot of use out of it. It's gorgeous. The packaging is beautiful. The colors, everything. It's Anastasia. Come on. Anastasia is worth every penny. Right? Not this. Not this. I regret buying this palette so much. This is honestly like this is my #1 regret of 2020. Here's the thing about this palette. I have tried so many times to make it work. I have tried to do different techniques. Use it with concealer, no concealer, the Anastasia primer, no primer, just I've tried to make it work so many times, and honestly, I'm just done. I'm tired of it too. It pisses me off seeing it in my collection. It's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous palette. Like it's a beautiful palette, but I just can't get it to work. The shades, like, it's beautiful. Like, we have to take a moment to appreciate the packaging. Like, super cute, right? It's super cute. The color story is just beautiful. I mean, come on, this is everything gorgeous, but the way the shades are just so hard to blend. They look dull on my eyes. Again, I don't know if maybe I got a defective one. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is, but I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how it looks. I always have a hard time whenever I sit down and use this palette, and honestly, like, I'm done with it. I need to declutter it. It needs to get out of my collection already. It's just, I was really excited for it. Like, I had never tried any of like the Anastasia Norvina like pro palettes. A lot of people like give them really good reviews, but at the same time, those are palettes that are really like forgettable. Like, you forget about them. Like, maybe you'll buy them and then they'll just end up like in the back of your drawer, and then you end up decluttering them. Like, they're very forgettable. They're not iconic or game-changing as the original Anastasia palettes, like the Soft Glam, Modern Renaissance, the Jackie Aina palette, even the Norvina palette. I mean, although that one, we can kind of forget about her. But all of the other palettes from Anastasia, like, those are really good palettes. But these, I feel like, are very forgettable and just, you don't need them. And this one in particular, I feel like this one, if you already have the Soft Glam, Modern Renaissance, Jackie Aina, and the Riviera palette, then you really don't need this palette. And I realized that after I got it, and after I was trying to like make it work, I just could not. Oh, and if you also have like the Anastasia Norvina palette, like in the purple packaging, if you have that one, then you really don't need this palette at all, solely for the color story. And honestly, the performance, the pigmentation, and just the overall like formula of those shadows is completely different than these. Like, this one, they just don't perform the same way, and I feel like that's sort of like what I was expecting when I ordered this. Like, I thought it was gonna perform the same way as those palettes, but this one is just, it just sucks. And $60, this is not worth $60, and I need this to like get out of my collection because I hate it so much. Okay, let's go on to the next one. My next very disappointing palette, this one right here. This is the ColourPop, and this is the ColourPop Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon eyeshadow palette. This is one of ColourPop's most successful and demanded collabs ever, and gorgeous collab. I only got the palette and one of the blushes. I didn't get any of the glosses or the glitters or any of that stuff. I was mostly just intrigued for the palette. It's a very pretty palette. I bought this in like one of the last restocks, and I feel like now it's always in stock, so I feel like the hype sort of passed for this palette. But I remember that I tried like at least like a good 3 times to get it, and it just sold out instant. My camera cut me off, but as I was saying, I was finally able to get this palette, and honestly, it's not that it sucks, but it also kind of sucks. Well, I think it's a very pretty palette, very pretty pastel-y shades, just something very cute. You do get, I believe there's only like 1 glitter in here. There's some shimmers, there's some mattes, but then it does also have some of those like mattes that have like the little specks of glitter in them, because we know that ColourPop just loves to do that. I think it's a very pretty palette. The packaging is super pretty as well, super cute. Color story is great, whatever. But the performance of these shades of these eyeshadows, it's just not it. And I feel like I don't know why, like I've seen a lot of reviews on this palette because I was trying to like figure out what I was doing wrong, honestly. And a lot of people were saying that this palette was very pigmented. You could get really like a very vibrant look out of it. And then others were saying that it was being marketed as like a very sheer palette. But then I went on ColourPop's website, and I just, where the hell does it say that? I don't know. I don't understand. But this just looks very sheer on the eyes. It's just not that pigmented, I guess you could say. And then the shades all sort of just like mushed together. Like I'll try to put like the purple shade in the crease, and then I'll put like the little like some other shade on the lid, but then they just mush together. Or I'll try to like use different shades in the crease, and they all just like, again, mush together. You can't really like notice where I place the colors. They all just like, again, I can't think of another word to use except mush together. So I honestly, like, the only shade that I really like in here is maybe this very pretty pinky palette. This very pretty pinky shade. I just remember something. They also disappear. Like, this is not long wearing at all. They disappear no matter how I prep the eyelids. It does not matter. But they just disappear. I just don't like this palette. And honestly, I think I'm just going to declutter it. I think I'm just going to give it to my sister. I know that she had her eye on it. And I'm just going to pass this along to her. So I have some mascaras to talk about. The first one is this one from Essence. This is the Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. The last few times that I've used it, I don't know, I have a very like, how do I say this? I have a very mixed love and hate relationship with this mascara. I like it for the fact that it really pushes the lashes up. It really separates them. It looks as though you're wearing like falsies. But the thing about this though, I feel like it's a very heavy formula. I have really like puny, tiny sticks as eyelashes. God did not bless me in that department. My lashes are really hard to work with, and I feel like this is just very heavy for them. Like, I'll try to like scrape off like the excess product and go in with like the tiny amount and then just like start working like that. But it's still very heavy, and it also lasts forever. Like, I go in with makeup remover and it just does not want to come off at all. And it just makes my lashes, they all just kind of like clump together, and it's annoying. And it's also very flaky, I've noticed. So yeah, that's why I really just don't like this mascara. I have heard really great things about Essence mascaras, so if there's like another one that you guys highly recommend, please let me know. But this one, I don't like it. The other one that I have in my collection that I am going to declutter, and that is the Artistry Studio Tokyo Edition Oh So Colorful Mascara. I have the brown one, and honestly, this is another one of the worst mascaras that I've ever used. This comes in like this little like tube thing, and I do like the wand. Okay, let me see. So I do like the wand, but the thing about this mascara is that, again, like, my lashes are pretty much non-existent, and this does absolutely nothing for them. Like, nothing at all. I've tried to use this as like maybe like a little like brow gel or something, but this kind of has like some little like flecks of glitter sort of, and you could sort of like see that in my brows. So I'm like, okay, I can't use it for that reason. And I tried to like put it on as mascara, put it underneath the lower lash line, but you really cannot see it. So I don't see the point of putting on a mascara that doesn't do anything for my lashes. It's like if I'm putting on a mascara, it's so that it helps them, you know, makes a difference, but this just does absolutely nothing for them. So I'm gonna get rid of this. And then another product that I also regret purchasing, which I recently showed in my haul, and I also just returned it to the store because I hate it, and that is one of the new NYX Shine lip thingies. I'll insert a picture of it, but I hate that. That is a product that has gone viral on TikTok. They're sold out. They launched so many shades. I've gone into several Ultas and they're all like completely sold out of them. And the day that I went into Ulta and purchased it along with the NYX Marshmallow Primer, they had still like a good amount of them left in store, and I was actually gonna buy 3 of them because I really like the shades, and I was really excited to try them, and so many people were giving them really positive reviews. But I ended up only getting 1 shade that day, and I'm really glad that I did, because if I would have bought 3, I would have been so pissed off. But what happened was that I don't like the formula of it. I don't like how it looks. It dries down very weird. And I think the thing about them that they just went viral for is that they don't transfer. Like, they do stay on your lips, but they're drier than Kylie lip kits. Like, it's bad. They're really bad. I just did not like how it looked. I don't like how it dried it down, how it settled on the lips. My lips just felt really weird. They didn't feel comfortable on the lips, and I had the hardest time with getting it off. Like, they're so annoying. Like, why? Like, they're worse than Kylie lip kits, like, honestly. And Kylie lip kits, like her matte liquid lipsticks, I have some in my collection and I can make them work, but this NYX one, like, I could not make it work. Those are all of the products that I regret buying. Really need to think through my purchases more. I mean, I already do, but I need to do it even more so now. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. I'm sorry for getting a little bit aggressive, a little bit mad at times, but I just hate when products don't work out. Like, I hate it because I just love makeup so much. But it's like, I mean, it's bound to happen. If you have any products that you regret buying, please let me know down below in the comment section. Because if just one person tells me this product sucks, then I don't buy it, because I would just have that in the back of my mind. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.